Welcome everyone to Bear Football. Everyone's named in the credits is not here. John Buffone is out taking care of some personal business, and Coach T and Danny Shimon, I guess they're running late. Hopefully they'll join us shortly. My name, of course, is Aldo Gandia, and I got to tell you, I'm looking at some of the comments in the chat room. I know this is an ugly game. I expected an ugly game. There's something inside of me that is saying this team is so much better than what we saw in the first half, despite the fact that it's a 7-7 game. It's been ugly, mistakes aplenty, both teams. Danny Shimon is sending me backstage. Am I in the wrong? No. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry. I just feel like this team is playing at a very impressive level. Let's not forget that this team had, and apparently I made a mistake with the link to the guys, so I just sent it out. They should be joining us. It's my bad. Apologize. But let's not forget that they're playing a team that is 6-1 at home. The Cleveland Browns are 6-1 at home. They have one of the best defenses, despite the fact that they're missing some key people on defense and offense. It doesn't matter. This is still a really, really outstanding team. And here are the guys now. Guys, I was just saying to the audience that, yes, this is an ugly game. Yes, we should be ahead by more. But we're playing a team that is 6-1 at home. We're playing a team with an outstanding defense, despite the fact they're missing a couple of starters on defense. We're playing a really tough match under tough circumstances, tough weather conditions, and I think that we're playing well. Now, there's plenty of blemishes to go around, and probably the play calling would be where we start, right? Danny, I saw you saying maybe there's not blemishes. Go ahead.
This is a defensive battle, guys. This is two teams that are good defenses. The offenses are, I mean, in terms of we should bet by more. Maybe Eberflus, why he doesn't go for that long field goal and goes for the Hail Mary at the end of the half, maybe there. But I don't see where opportunities where the Bears should be up by more points. I mean, the thing to me is the Browns defensive line manhandling, controlling the line of scrimmage versus the Bears offensive line, and vice versa. The Bears defensive line doing damn good job of really with a couple Pro Bowlers on that Browns offensive line, doing a good job of controlling and holding that offensive line as well. This team cannot run the ball. The Browns, they cannot run the ball against the Bears defense. That's something you got to give kudos and a tip your hat to the defensive unit there as well. So I mean, it's a defensive battle. It's bad conditions. It's two good defensive units going at it, and this is a football game. That's all it is. I don't see any glaring mistakes. You can always nitpick on play calling, right? But I mean, in terms of again, the defensive line, the Browns is doing a great job of really controlling the line of scrimmage. And I just, could you go back and take a look at some plays here and there? Sure, some play calls, but to me, it's just a good football game so far.
Coach? Yeah, I would agree with what Danny's saying. It's football. You know what I'm saying? It's ugly football. It's cold, wet, rainy. Of course, we're not going to diagnose that from our couches at home, right? We're sitting in the comfort of dryness out of the elements, right? The only one play I would say, you know what I'm saying, the Robert Tonyan drop, execution. Yeah. We had a few penalties, right? That's probably a big play to a touchdown. That's the element on that. The only thing that I would do differently from the game plan is instead of running the quick toss, out of from under center, running the toss play, maybe run the stretch or outside zone, a handoff, and maybe boot off of that. But I've been calling for Luke Getsy to run more 12-13 personnel, and he's done so. So we're locked in the defensive battle. And as Daddy said, you know what I'm saying? We're stopping their run. They're stopping our run. And it's going to come down to execution and the willingness to stick with the run down the stretch to see who wins. You have to, in these defensive battles, you have to commit to the run and play small ball, if you will, and see who executes down the stretch. I feel like Eberflus has Kevin Stefanski's number a little bit defensively. If we could keep contained on defense and keep Flacco in the pocket, then that bodes well for us in the second half. Offensively, like I said, Luke Getsy, run off center, run off tackle, but make those stretches and handoffs to the outside zone, then run your counters, then run your boots off of that, and we'll be fine.
I'm shocked that you guys are not complaining about the Luke Getsy play calling. He's called only 10 runs and 21 pass attempts. That's not the formula for this team, Danny. You've been saying it all season long.
Right. And then thank you, Coach, for reminding me about that Tunyon drop. That was a perfect throw on the outside. Tunyon, if you catch it, that's probably a touchdown. So that's a huge play right there. So that's where if they're talking about that being in front, okay, I can see that part right there. But yeah, in terms of running, yes, but and some kind of piggyback off what Coach said, a lot of these toss outside sweeps running out of shotgun with this team. The defensive line is dominating you up front. I would get more into I formation, have a lead fullback in there, and maybe just pound the ball there. But Tomlinson is eating up Nate Davis on that right side. They cannot run off of that guy. Like he is just controlling the whole line of scrimmage. Obviously, we talked about Myles Garrett being a very dominant player all around. So I think just the defensive line for the Browns is giving them fits in terms of being able to block it up. Now, with the fact that Tevin Jenkins looks like that might have been a concussion, we're not sure what that is. We saw Cody Whitehair in on that last drive. That's a huge loss, in my opinion. Whitehair is a big step down from Tevin Jenkins. So now I'll talk about running on that side is probably going to be not a moot point. Now let's kind of continue clustering on that right side and just, go more 12 personnel like Coach was saying. And Coach, what's funny? We're seeing 39-year-old Joe Flacco do more rollouts and play actions and get out on the outside some bootlegs than Justin Fields has. So if you want to nitpick there, but this is something that Luke Getsy has done throughout his tenure here in Chicago, just doesn't continue to be, in terms of using the run to set up his passing game. So hopefully he sees that in the second half. The fact that Justin is playing as well as he is, in my opinion, with the gloves, something he's never done in his career. I think that's something to look, kind of it's a positive there, and maybe continue to throw the ball down the football field. But one concern for me offensively, guys, is this connection between Justin and Darnell Mooney isn't there. Again, we see some mistime throws, some mistime reads from Mooney in terms of his routes and where he's cutting him off at. And it's so weird because him and Mooney had this connection previously, right? And now we were worried about him and Moore getting this connection, but him and Moore look like they're on the same page, like every single damn throw. That back shoulder throw was beautiful to DJ Moore for a first down. So I just not sure where the disconnect was done with Darnell Mooney here is with Justin Fields. Like if they can get those two guys on the same page, obviously Cole Kmet's on the same page with Justin. And, we got more. So we get a third option here to kind of give another person on offense to make some plays. That'd be nice. But yeah, in terms of the run game, although I would not give up on a run, they are being dominated. But, this is a very stout defensive unit up front. And until your offensive linemen start moving those guys off the line of scrimmage, it's very hard to run straight at them.
Yeah, and although you're not wrong, I'm not looking at the box score to make sure it's 50-50. But this is what kind of happens in these tight ball games like this, right? What I'm looking at is the kind of the foundation of what we're doing offensively. Are we in the right personnel groupings? And I would say yes, we're in the right personnel groupings. Heavy 12+ personnel. Can you get to where you're trying to go, Aldo? From where we are, do I think Luke's mentality and his mindset is in the right place? Like we have a good game plan? Yes. Now he has to come out, go into halftime, talk it over with your coaches, and understand you have the right call sheet according to personnel. Go to your call sheet and say, okay, we need to ramp up the running game because you're in a defensive battle. Now starting to pull out all your tricks from a run game standpoint. Go off tackle. I want to say off center for whatever reason. Go off tackle, do some of your boot action off tackle and play around with your run concepts here. You're within reach. You're not far off. So go with what you got. And I feel confident about that. I wouldn't say it if I didn't. I feel confident he's in the vicinity. He has to just, connect the dots and set things up in the second half. And I feel like he can make he has some plays out there for himself. For
me, Justin under center is more preferred, especially in the run game than in the shotgun. Let's get under center. Let's put a fullback in there. Let's get some 12-man personnel. Keep that in there, but keep Justin under center for me.
Or Danny, I'll say this, something they've done recently that I noticed, which is a small kind of adjustment, the pistol set. If they're going to do gun, make sure they go to the pistol set where the running back is lined up directly behind Justin, because it kind of has the same effect as him being under center. I'm trying to work with Luke a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
I'm trying to work with you. Get in the pistol if you're not going to go under center and run your stuff out of pistol. And I think he has a shot. We have a shot to make this to pull this thing out.
The one thing I've seen, a handful is maybe 2 or 3 screens the first half. I'm surprised there because I figured they would kind of come at them with more screens because of the pass rush.
Don't say the S word, Jamie.
A timely called screen could be a huge play. So I'm not saying go call screen 3 times in a row. I'm just saying timely called screen here and there could be a huge, especially against this aggressive defensive front like the Browns.
The problem with Luke and screens is it's like having it's like me trying to go in the kitchen here and get one potato chip. It just doesn't happen.
What's that? Can't just have one? Is it a James? You can't just have one.
You can't just have one, right?
Guys, Justin Fields put another one on the highlight reel. This play from the, I mean, it looks even more incredible from this angle. This is just outstanding what he did here. Well, Danny, comment on this play.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is what, and I tweeted out that was all Justin Fields. I mean, he goes away from Myles Garrett, one of the better defensive linemen, if not the best defensive lineman in football. All right, runs away and buys time, gets out of the pocket, and keeps his eyes downfield. This is what's different with Justin this year, guys. He's looking downfield, and like I said, that connection with him and Cole Kmet on the run with gloves, inclement weather, throws a dime on the run, flips his hips. That's the mechanics part of it, and throws a dime in that corner right to Cole Kmet. Beautiful play. That's gonna be on highlights all around the all the sports centers and all that stuff.
Absolutely related, but kind of unrelated. Going back to Luke Getsy, obviously Justin makes a great play right here. But going back to Luke Getsy, the reason why one of the ways he's in the right vicinity is outside of this play and maybe one other. How much have we heard about Myles Garrett this first half? Not a whole lot. So that lets you know the blocking plan, kind of the scheme, the game plan. You're in the vicinity. You just have to drive it home. You have to stay consistent, run it off tackle, and let's see how we do. We getting the ball back right here. Let's see how it goes.
And then the Tanya one real quick. That was him rolling out again. Jump pass, accurate throw down into hitting Tanya on the run. If he just holds on, that's probably a touchdown right there.
Yeah. All right. Join us immediately after the game. We're going to talk about a Bears victory. I feel it in my bones. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.